Alright, hello, my wonderful students. This is foldable number 5 still. We're doing part 2 of 6.4, writing expressions in simplest form. Once again, we got some radical, funky looking exponential form questions, which we're going to be distributing and simplifying through the process. We're going to go ahead and start with our color blue. Once again, we're going to be distributing our 1/2 power to our 9 x to the 4th power, y to the -2 power. First things first, we're going to write each of our variables or each of our things down here, and then we're going to go ahead and distribute the 1/2 accordingly. So the 1/2 is going to go to the 9, so it's going to be 1/2. 1/2 is going to be going to the x to the 4th, and the 1/2 is going to be going to our -2 as well. Alright, so the first one is pretty awesome, because we can actually already do this one. This one is, well, we can save that for now. Let's just do it now, because 1/2 is the square root, and the square root of 9, of course, we know is going to be 3. But we're going to go ahead and work on these ones first. Once again, this is over 1, so if I do 4 times 1, and then 1 times 2, I get 4 over 2, so we have x to the 4 over 2. Then I go to the next one here, and I have over 1 is again. We have -2 times 1, which is our -2 over +2. Now we're going to go to green, next color. Now we can go ahead and say that our square root of 9 is 3. X to the 4 over 2 would be x squared. And then we have our y to our -1, because -2 over 2 is -1 when we divide. Now all we have to do is remove or change our -1 exponential value by taking the reciprocal of it, and that would give us our final answer, which is our 3x squared over y. Moving on to the next one here, we have this wonderful assortment of division by fraction of exponential functions or exponential expressions. So we're going to go ahead and just use our quotient rule for this one. Remember, this was our quotient. I just put Q rule here, Q rule. And I'm going to ask you, what's Q rule? You're going to be Mr. Payan, of course. That's quotient rule. All right, so we're going to, sorry about all this, what I'm doing, but it's like, I think it's like midnight, and I'm just kind of like going with it, guys. So, guys and girls, guys and gals. All right, so we're going to use our quotient rule, which means that if we have a variable in the numerator as well as the denominator, we can go ahead and subtract the powers. So the first one we're going to have is our x. We're going to start it in green. So we have our x to the 1/2, and we're going to subtract our 1/3. Then we have our y's, which is going to be our 2/3 on the numerator subtracted by the 1/2 that's in the denominator. Everything here has a wonderful LCD of equal to 6. So we're going to go ahead and change each of these by doing an operation to make it equal to 6. So in order to do that, we're going to switch to blue. So we're going to have x to the 1/2, but in order to make 6 in the denominator, we're going to multiply it by 3 over 3. And we're going to subtract by 1/3. But once again, I got to make the denominator 6. We're going to multiply by 2 over 2. And then we're going to switch to our y. So we're going to times y. Put a little times there. We have 2/3, but this also has to be equal to 6 in the denominator. So we're going to do 2 over 2. This is just a coincidence, by the way. Usually you don't have to find the LCD for all of them. It's just per variable. So if this was a 2 and 3, and this was like, for example, 4 and 4, the LCD for this one would have been 4, and the LCD for this one would have been 6. But it just so happens, coincidentally, that the LCD is the same for both of them. I don't want you to get confused and have to think that you have to do that for all of them, because you do not. It's per variable, okay? Because you're not adding these with these. It's just adding these two and just adding these two. Okay, so then we have our 1/2, and we have to multiply that by 3 over 3 to be able to add these two together. Now we can go ahead and combine our x's. Let's do this one in black. So we have x to the 3 times 1 is 3 over 6 minus our, put the minus sign so low, minus our 2 over 6, y to the 4 over 6 minus our 3 over 6. And now we just do our subtractions. We get, oh, my leg itchy, sorry. X to the 3 minus 2 is 1 over 6 times y to the 4 minus 3 is 1 over 6 again. So this is our exponential answer, simplest form and exponential form. But we're going to go ahead and write this as our in radical form. So this is going to be the 6th root of x times the 6th root of y. But because this is such a wonderful thing and they're both 6th root, we can combine this, making this the 6th root of xy.